Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying the episodes so far. And today is going to be another day with another great topic for us to chat about. So I'm excited. So today's topic is going to be about feminine energy, right? Now, I'm super excited to get into this because I feel as women, we all have that natural feminine energy as part of us. There's not a way that we can get rid of it as such, but there's a way we can suppress it. So let's get into the questions and let's see what we discover first. When do you feel more soft power and when do you feel you have to be all business, right? So for me personally, I feel like I'm probably softest when I'm in my, mum era, mum time, motherhood stage. But when I feel I have to be all business, obviously when I'm doing work related things or household things where I feel like I have to be more direct and I can be less soft. Question number 2. Can being too soft ever make people underestimate you? Yes, yes, yes. Now, me personally, I feel our softness as women is something God-given and something that is a blessing to us because, we can listen to people. We can be empathetic. We can share people's pain without having to necessarily have had the same experience as women. We can connect with each other on that level. But I do feel as though when we showcase that softness and that vulnerable side to us, it's often taken advantage of. And I think over time, over the years, just generally society has made women really tough and really hard. I think even when you look at motherhood, for instance, you have a lot of single parents that are women. So that's women that are having to not only adopt the role as mother, but as father. And then on top of that, have to work and pay all the bills, right? So I think that's made a lot of women just suppress that vulnerable, soft, feminine energy that they have, just because over time they've learned probably that when they exude that, it's not met with protection. It's met with combativeness. It's met with destruction. Is met with just a lot of anger for whatever reason. So I think a lot of women have learned to suppress that feminine energy, unfortunately. Question number 3. As a woman, do people respect your calm or only your bossy side? That is a really good one. For me, I'd say probably only my bossy side. I don't know if it's because of my stature. I'm small. So I feel people they don't really take me seriously. I don't feel, unless I bring out that bossy side. But I'm naturally a calm person. I would say I'm probably a bit too calm. I've always been calm. I've always been just to myself. If I'm in a group, I don't do too much. I speak when I want to speak. I don't feel a need to command all the attention or command the room with the size of my voice per se. I'm more of an observer. I like to observe people. I like to dialogue, like one-on-one, build more deep and meaningful connections with people as opposed to being close to everybody or having everybody look at me. So yeah, I would say people probably respect me when I'm bossy as opposed to calm. Question number 4. When you're negotiating or persuading, do you lean into charm, logic, or a mix? Right. Yeah, I think if I'm negotiating something or I'm trying to persuade someone, I'm probably going to lean more into you know what, it actually depends who I'm talking to. If I'm talking to a man, because men are logical thinkers, like my husband, my dad, like all the men around me, they're logical thinkers. I'm probably going to lean more towards logic, right? Because they're men. I probably suppress that feminine emotional side when I'm talking to them, because I feel it's not gonna they're not gonna hear what I'm saying if I bring that side out too much. I can bring it out a little bit, obviously, naturally when I'm conversing with them, but I'm not gonna bring it out the way I would do probably if I was speaking to a girlfriend, or if I was speaking to a little girl, or or my mom, or my sisters. I would probably won't showcase that side. So yeah, I probably don't tend to mix them. I probably tend to separate it according to who I'm speaking with. Question number 5. Do you feel like society wants women to be hard to get ahead? Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. I agree with that so much. I feel like even though we've had a moment on social media with the whole, I'm in my soft era, I'm a soft girly and all of that, and I love that. I think in reality, like, life is not that soft for a lot of women. Life is really lifing for a lot of women. And even though women try to portray, like they have the lifestyle, they've got the bags, they've got the shoes, they've got this, they've got the that, what they're going through behind closed doors, I think, we'll never know. But it's a lot of hardship, but they're only showing us the soft girly era that gets likes and people adore, but they're never going to show us the hard side to that, are they? It's social media at the end of the day. But yeah, I feel like society does want women to be hard, because naturally women are soft, we're gentle, we're vulnerable, we're emotional, we're empathetic. But it's like when women are trying to get ahead in certain industries and they showcase that, they're met with disdain or just not taken seriously. So I think women have found that in order to make something of themselves in certain industries, they need to be bossy, they need to be hard. I think it's Nicki Minaj that once said, like, to be in the music business as a up and coming female rapper, she had to, like, a lot of people called her the B word. They were like, you're a this, you're a that. And she was like, but if I was a man asking you to do these same things or telling you that I need these things done in this particular way, you wouldn't say that. But because I'm a woman, you're calling me the B word, right? And look at where she is today. Like, I think women have had to be that hard in order to get to where they are today. And yeah, it's society that has made it that way, unfortunately. Question number 6. Do you trust your gut more than carefully laid plans? Yes. And I'll tell you why. I trust my gut more because I think God has given women intuition. He's given us the Holy Spirit, of course, but women in particular, he's given us a level of wisdom that men don't have. And so I think when we follow our intuition, we follow the Holy Spirit, we follow our gut instinct, we are more likely to end up with the outcome that is favorable to us, as opposed to one that isn't. And I say that because carefully laid plans are good. Don't get me wrong. It's good to have a plan. It's good to be strategic. It's good to be organized. But as women, we have so many different seasons and stages in our lives. You get a bit older, you get into menopause stage, you're young in your 20s, you're figuring yourself out, you're in your 30s, mid 30s, you're trying to build, your career path and, maybe raise a few kids that you have if they're not older already. So as women, we have to think about so much. We don't just have to think about bringing home the bacon and making money. We have to think about that too, but we have to think of how we feel inside, because women, we're naturally nurturers, but we also need to be nurtured as well. So we need to think about our mental health. We need to think about friendships, the ties that we have and the connections in order to feel well-rounded as a woman, you know. We need to think about how we're raising our kids, what we're instilling in them. We need to think about so many things, you know. So I think plans are good, but as women, following your intuition and your gut and leaning into your faith with that as well is always going to be a better outcome. Question number 7. Do you feel pressure to harden up in front of men? Yes. Yeah, like I said before, because I feel men are logical, so they're not going to take you seriously unless you're a bit tough, you know. But I say all that to say, depending on your relationship with them, like, let's say you're in a dating situation now, you're not going to be hard with your man. I know you hear a lot of rhetoric online about, oh, get everything you can from a man. Men are only good for this and that and the third. Only get with them for their money and then dip. You know, you hear a lot of that online, but naturally as women, that's not the way we think and that's not what we feel. But I think over time we've just tried to put on that front in order not to get hurt and not have our feelings hurt, basically. So yeah, I do feel pressure to be harder in front of men, I think, in order for them to take me seriously as well. Number 8, can soft, calm energy really get you what you want? Yes, it can. Of course it can. Soft, calm energy is a power in itself, you know. If you're a soft and calm person, you are someone that observes. You're someone that sees what's around you first before making a decision. So you're probably going to make more rational decisions. You're not going to jump to conclusions. You are somebody that probably listens very well and can make decisions based on a few different facts and a few different perspectives. So yeah, soft and calm energy is still able to get you what you want. But I think as women, we need to know how to use our feminine energy and we need to know how to place it with the type of people that we interact with. So we're not taken advantage of, basically. But yeah, soft and calm energy is good. Question number 9. How do you balance being empathetic with getting things done? Yeah, I think when you're naturally that way inclined, it's hard because the softer you are, the more people are going to take advantage of you. That's just life. You know, even girls, even women to women, all this women supporting women. Yeah, you're writing that in your bio, but what did you do to your friend last year? Did you not take her man? Yeah, you're women supporting women in your bio. So I think even though it's, you know, it's natural for us to be that way inclined, we have to be led by the spirit and have the spirit of discernment to know when to use that empathetic side of ourselves. But yeah, we can definitely balance it with getting things done. We just need to know the type of people that we showcase that part of ourselves to, so they don't take advantage of us and so they don't see us as weak. Question number 10. Have you ever noticed that people respond differently depending on your tone or your pace? Right. Yeah, I think over the years, I've learned that pace is really important as a woman, because when you don't pace yourself, most of the time you end up making a rash decision. And I think that's when it gets a bit tricky, you know. But when you pace yourself and people around you as well can see, okay, this isn't a woman that rushes into things. She takes her time. She thinks about what she's saying. She thinks about what she's doing. She's calculated. That energy, you know, that thoughtfulness, encourages people to respect you. Yeah. So that energy encourages people to respect you and encourages them to take you seriously, you know, and listen to your thoughts, and listen to your mind. So yeah, I would say I have noticed that people respond differently to my tone and my pace. And when I notice that, because I'm an observer, when I notice that, I immediately switch depending on the situation or the person, right? If I notice that, okay, this person doesn't hear me when I'm speaking with this tone or I'm moving with this pace, I switch, you know? So I think that's important to just become adjusted to the environments that you're in and the people that you're connecting with. So guys, that's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you think. I hope it made you analyze yourself and your own feminine energy and how you can exude that feminine energy in different spaces and with different people. And yeah, I want you to really think about if you've actually ever had a time where you've had to be hard or be serious, and let me know in the comments how that fared for you, if it went well, if it didn't go well, and what you learned from it. I think we can all gather inspiration from these episodes. So I want us to all connect and learn from each other, basically. So hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.